Welcome to class 29 of business environment. So in this class we are going to study regarding business and culture. So culture characteristics are very important in formulation of business strategies, right? So the cost of ignoring customs, traditions, tastes and your preference etc. so can be very high. So the interference between business and culture can be understood. So I am going to explain you the following things. So here you will clearly understand what relationship you have with business and culture. So the first point speaks about culture create people. Okay. So culture creates people. So how culture creates people? So it is the culture which generally determines the ethics of people. So what it does, it is going to train people along particular lines which puts a personality stamp on them, like Indians, Americans, Britishers, Japanese, etc. So by seeing the person's culture you can understand whether he is Indian, American, Japanese, Britishers, etc. Okay. So there are various subculture within the culture also. So when people with a different cultural background so promote or manage the organization, so then the organization themselves tend to acquire the distinct culture. Okay. So cultural performs at least four functions, like culture distinguish between one organization and another organization. So like your Tata group of company is different from that of Birlas, right? So culture differs from organization to organization. So it conveys a sense of identity for organization members. So it helps in creating a sense of commitment to do something noble than one's own interest. So it enhances the social system stability. So culture acts like a social glue, so that helps holds the organization together by providing the appreciating standards for the behavior of member of organization. The next is culture and globalization. So we may have heard the term called cultural shock, right? So as one moves from one country to another country, there comes an element of cultural shock. So it is nothing but confusion, disordination, and emotional things. So an executive transferred from India to Japan so will require lot of adjustment to make, right? So to overcome the cultural shock, so there is a need for understanding and appreciating the cultural differences across the country. The next is attitude to business. So attitude to business is nothing but businessman who has some basic set of philosophies to guide their action. So beliefs value systems concerning what is right, what is wrong are the basic to business activities. So the attitude of people towards business is largely determined by their culture. The next is attitude to work. So how a worker looks at his works depend upon his culture, right? Motivation, moral and the other related aspects of human resource management are based on workers' attitudes towards work. So Japanese have achieved the progress because of their commitment to works, right? So here in India we have to motivate them. So financial motivation or the monetary motivation is needed. The next is culture determines goods and services. So like the type of clothes people wear, the food they eat, the building materials they use to construct the house. So that is a different from culture to culture and time to time with the same culture also. Okay, so business should realize these cultural differences and bring out the product accordingly. Okay, so you cannot say I'm stable, I will be stable. So whatever thing I'm going to produce so far, so that I'm going to continue forever. No. So culture changes as the time passed by. So you have to adjust to that. The next is ambitions. So an ambitious person is highly motivated. So has a strong urge to excel and is prepared to change the organization. So economy also become vibrant if a major portion of population is of ambitious person. The next is education. So in traditional society, education was preserved of, or what we can say, only the Brahmins, right? Preserved to only Brahmins. So things have changed over the passage of time. Education institutions have come up now in all the corners of the country, and now we have more number of primary schools, right? So education benefits business, and business in turn has responded to start a supporting education. So this support is manifested in starting and maintaining the educational institution, sponsoring the employees for continuing the education, and bearing the cost of the education of employees' children. So education is developed or supported with business, by business. The next is family. So family is one of the chief agency of social life. The family is important for the various reasons such as your inheritance, property rights, protection, morality, care of sick, so an aged, care of aged, and the transmission of cultural values. So all these things, for all these aspects, so it is a very important, right? So nuclear families have been being broken up, or we can say nuclear families have become very common nowadays, and the big families have been scattered or they are not there. So family business are slowly turning into the limited companies. So things all these things are developing. So these developments are very important for business. The next is ethics in business. So ethics refers to the code of conduct, so it is mistyped there. So it is refers to the code of conduct that guides an individual in dealing with others. Okay, so ethics is important. Why it is important? So it corresponds to the basic human needs. So value credit or value create creditability with the public. So values give management the creditability with employees. Value help better decision making. So ethics and profit go together. The next is time dimension. It refers to people orientation like your past, present, future. So this time dimension is another aspects of culture that influence the business. So societies which are oriented towards past tends to preserve past heritage, right? So normally we see the old people, so they normally believe whatever they have believed in the past. So our society is good example for the past and future orientation. The next is religion and business. So religion play a very important role in one's life. So that it disciplines an individuals to lead an orderly life. The major religion across the world we have is Hinduism, Christianity, Islam and Buddhism. So every person has a religious feeling and beliefs. So every religion is further subject to further stratification. So like in our society it has been stratified into four major castes. So and those are like Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishyas and Shudras. So religion influence the business to a great extent. So in business, boss subordinate relationship is there, attitudes of people towards the business and many other issues depends upon religious beliefs. So there are some religions which prohibits the consumptions of alcohol and sometimes non-vegetarian food. So this is one of the reasons, okay, so which we can say the religion is closely related with the business. The next is marriage. So marriage is a social institution which results in settled life, systemized and organized activity, multiplication of people. Though traditional objective of marriage are prevalent even today, but institution of marriage can affect the economy. So a career oriented, settled, so career, women if they are working may have to leave their job after marriage, so for change of place or otherwise, which is a great loss of the society and ultimate economy. Thank you.